Budyeri Kamaru. Marhaba, hello. As an Australian with Lebanese descent, I'd like to acknowledge Dawood country on which I live and work and pay my respects to the traditional custodians of the land, past, present and future. How and why might my curriculum be culturally bound? First, what is curriculum? Curriculum outlines the educational content to be learnt and taught, as well as modes of assessment. It also includes the learning outcomes and expectations. Why is it important? Curriculum is supposed to decide upon the purpose, journey, and destination of students. What underpins curriculum design? Epistemologies, ways of being, and ontologies, ways of knowing. A possible hidden curriculum? The hidden curriculum includes underlying shared values, beliefs, language, attitudes towards authority and way of life that is not explicitly written. This is where concepts of Western democracy, civilization, schooling practices, government policy, grounded in Eurocentric and Anglocentric ways, skewed towards Western axiologies, are taught, and are favoured over Indigenous ways like relationship to country, customs, yarning, kinship, independence and responsibility. The official Australian history curriculum centres imperialism, white supremacy, and is pervasively anti-Indigenous, as it still discusses concepts such as terra nullius and paints Indigenous peoples as primitive and dysfunctional. Aboriginal trade practices that you didn't know about. Tree-paying trade from 1720 to 1907 spanned over 3 centuries. Trade was prominent between the Yolngu people and the Makassans of Indonesia. It occurred on Arnhem Land in north coast of Australia. Makassans would process tree-paying and sell it to China and other parts of Asia. It is historical encounters as such that reveal a history of diplomacy, trade and cultural exchange. This discredits the narrative of Indigenous peoples as primitive and dysfunctional. Consider New South Wales Business Studies Syllabus 2010. No mention of this in preliminary and HSC student outcomes and objectives. Perhaps a coincidence? The intentional exclusion of Indigenous values, systems, protocols and processes contributes to alienation of Indigenous students, inhibits learning and explains the underachievement of Indigenous versus non-Indigenous students. The role of teachers in improving Indigenous education starts with awareness of self, diversity, culture and the hidden curriculum, decolonising our mindset and addressing biases by the system and structural racism. Second, adopting bicultural pedagogical practices. Include cultural content and employing effective teaching techniques that bridge Western and Indigenous epistemologies and ontologies. In turn, this can lead to meaningful and authentic learning. Research suggests there is improved learning outcomes, subject engagement, confidence, attitude towards learning, and more importantly, promotes sustainable inclusive education.